food in Singapore is not just like eating. There's a whole culture around it, like hawker centres. When you go in, you get your food, and it can look a bit like, well, do you feel more British? Do you feel more Korean? I'm like, what? And our daughter was like, well, I'm 10 now, so I've lived in the UK for 5 years and Singapore for 5. So she said, next year I'll be Singaporean because I've lived here for longer. There's this weird in the middle, but I feel like I fit in Singapore because I don't need to fit in. Like if I mention to my son, oh, do you want a tea? He's like, bubble tea.
Oh.
I'm like, no, just like a normal cup of tea. He's like, oh no. The hawker doesn't speak any English. Well, there's pictures, you can point to it, you can, learn things, and usually there's enough. We could just go out, know that we could get food for a really decent price. You could be out all day, the weather's gonna be good, like there's something for the kids to do, and it just felt a lot more family friendly than things in the UK. And
in Singapore, many of us work hard and care for our family, and push through pain every day is normal. At my clinic, we meet people just like you, high functioning, high stress, and secretly very, very tired. And very sick and tired of pain in the joints, and secretly tired from nagging pain in your neck, back, even in your arms and extremities. With just 20 minutes per week, chiropractic care can help you to relieve all those pressures. Chiropractic care can help you to feel more energized, focused, most importantly, pain-free. For all my followers out there, I'm offering a one-time free AI posture check at my clinic. No posture, and just want to let you know we're here to help. For more information, you can check out the description box. Back to the video. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have another YouTuber, Millie from Wonderdust.
from Wanderlust.
Wonderdust.
Yeah.
Wonderlust.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Wonderdust. Wonderlust. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's right here. It's right here. So actually, Millie is learning Mandarin for 2 years. Would you like to use Chinese to introduce yourself to?
Okay, I can give it a go. 你好，我叫美丽，我跟我的丈夫是在新加坡。我有2个女人。我的女儿是 Aspen，我的儿子是 Milo，我最喜欢新加坡。
Yeah, wow, that's very good.
Before my brain gets too tired.
That was very, very good. So you actually have a very unusual expat journey, I would say. Because most of the times, they maybe husband or both are from Europe or America. They come here, work. But your husband used to be a Singaporean.
Yeah. So John was born in Singapore, lived here for 2 years, and then his family went to the UK for study, and they got settled there. And I think John always had this pull for Singapore. Like he grew up in the UK, but in an Asian household with his parents. And then we met 15 years ago and came to Singapore the first time when our son was 1, and I just fell in love with the place.
What was your first impression?
I don't know. I grew up in the countryside, like very country, nothing else around, no public transport. So for me, going to London always freaked me out a bit. So then coming to Singapore and falling in love with the city
It's strange.
was just so strange to me, but it was beautiful. I loved the weather, which I know a lot of people struggle with here. But I love the weather here, like so much. I love that I can just go outside 365 days of the year.
Yeah, no winter.
No winter, apart from that rainy season where you're just going to get soaked. But yeah, I love the weather here. I love the culture here. The food was incredible. Like the safety as well, being able to just I could go out at night, take public transport by myself and didn't kind of have to be completely conscious of my safety. Whereas in other places I've gone to, I wouldn't want to go out at night.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so that was a big factor as well. And the tropicalness of it and seeing monitor lizards and monkeys, it was just like nothing. It was my first time in Asia as well.
The other way around, because your husband used to be a Singaporean. For whatever reason, the parents decided to, okay, we wanna live in UK for a long period of time. And usually people just stayed. Then he come back. And what made him to come back?
Yeah, so he'd been for several holidays, and then his sister was living here for a short while, and his parents as well, and he's got lots of family here. So we came back for 2 Christmases and 2 long summers. And I think the more we came back, we just fell in love more and more with the place. And then we brought our daughter here as well. And I just loved, you can go to a shopping mall and on the top, there's water play areas.
Yeah.
There's so much for the kids to do. We could just go out, know that we could get food for a really decent price. We could be out all day. The weather's going to be good. There's something for the kids to do. And it just felt a lot more family friendly than things in the UK. And teachers' wages in the UK aren't great. So like financially, it was kind of like month to month kind of working and living. Although it wouldn't be like the perfect income in Singapore, we knew that it would give us something slightly better than what we had in the UK. So that played a factor as well.
People will say like UK have better healthcare system. Free? Is it free? It's almost
well, you pay into it through taxes. Thankfully, I've never really had to use it apart from like a few of our local friends are surprised when I say like when I had our kids, you just turn up at the hospital and go, I'm in labor. And they go, here's your room. And then you leave and there's no bill.
Isn't that good?
And they were like, oh, what do you mean you don't? What? You don't have to pay for any of it? Like the kids' injections, like dentist is free until 18. Obviously, you pay into it. I mean, here we do have insurance for my husband's work, which helps cover it. My son's always injuring himself.
It's a very important.
But then when I've taken him to A&E, you know, it's the same. You sit and you have to wait and you're seen by someone and then you get given the live bill at the end. Whereas in the UK, you would still sit and wait.
Yeah. Is it a longer waiting time?
I don't really know. I mean, I guess it just depends when you get there and what your injury is. Sometimes. Hopefully nothing too bad with just a few fractions.
Do you miss home?
I get asked this quite a lot. And it's funny, like in terms of the place where we lived was beautiful. It was countryside. We had like a big field at the end of our garden, loads of woodland walks and things. And I know that if I went back, it just wouldn't feel the same. And I think because I loved that time of my life because that's what that time of my life was. Like my kids were little, they were toddlers, everything's exciting to them when you're that age. And, you know, you get that excitement from them as well. So I think if I would go back to see it now, I don't love it in the same way because that was that time of life that I enjoyed it in that period. And we moved within the UK and I know we went back from a place called Surrey, which is kind of near London, back to Norwich where I was actually born. And it just I felt out of place. I felt weird because I'd been gone for 2 years and people move on and things change. And I was like, oh, this is really odd. So we haven't actually been back since we moved here.
Oh,
5 years now. Yeah, because the first 2 years were COVID, so nobody could travel. And then friends and family wanted to come and see us. 4 people, the cost is quite a lot to go back to the UK.
And Now people don't know. Actually, kids.
And now our son has just turned 12. He's now adult.
Oh, so he turns.
So now we have to pay adult prices for everything. I'm like, it's the same size kid. Like,
he's not taking extra seats.
So now he has to pay. Well, we have to pay adult. Plan to go back at some point.
Yeah.
But I miss it in a way. But I think it's more the people and the times. Like I miss Christmas. Jonty's parents have this beautiful converted barn, and there's like a log cabin. There's a log fireplace. And just sitting there at Christmas, toasting marshmallows, hot drinks, and the cold. Like I think I miss all of that in one thing.
So moving from one place to another, you know, with children, everything has to almost like a reset. It must be very challenging for you. Have you had any struggles or, you know, how do you come out of that?
I think as we'd come again on holidays, we kind of got used to, because I think food in Singapore is not just like eating. There's a whole culture around it, like hawker centres, when you go in, you get your food, and it can look a bit like, well, what am I supposed to do? The tables are full, and then you learn about shopping, and then you're like, okay, so I've got that bit, and then it's like, well, okay, if the hawker doesn't speak any English, how many? Well, there's pictures, you can point to it, you can, you know, learn things, and usually there's enough language to be able to kind of get by, but I can see how that can be super intimidating to people. So I think the food, like we wanted our kids to have a very local life of living in a condo, which was really lovely, like had the pool, the balcony, it was kind of everything at the top of our wish list really. And then we knew that the next place after that we wanted to live more local, so we've got an HDB in Hougang, which is a slightly older neighborhood. There's a local little market or things like that. Like our kids go to the hawker vendor and like the guy sees my daughter coming and he's like, I know what you want, and gets her pork ribs ready with like no bean sprouts, no green stuff, no onions, and like he knows her now, knows what she has, and like gives her an extra pork rib sometimes. And be like a big shift in things, for sure. But I think like we love being outside, so like we go out, we explore. Like on our YouTube channel, every Saturday we've gone to a different place.
Yeah, you guys are
around
really,
the past 4.5 years probably. We've kind of gone back to a few places again.
Okay.
Usually it's a new place, and I think that's how we've kind of submerged ourselves into life here.
Where is your favorite place?
One of my favorite places that comes to mind is the nature reserve Sungai Buloh.
Is that? Where is it?
So my geography of Singapore is an MRT map.
Okay.
So if I close my eyes, that's my reference of Singapore. Like I'm terrible with like, is it north? Is it what? But I know you can take a bus out there to like near Kranji, and then you go more.
Oh, wow.
And then a bit more.
So beyond the race course, the horse race course, and wow. Okay.
So there is a public bus you can get there that runs like a few times a day, but like there's wild crocodiles there. There's huge monitor lizards. Like we saw one the size of our daughter, and she's 10. This thing was enormous.
Oh my gosh.
But you can just be completely surrounded by nature there.
Okay.
And, like, the birds are lovely. I love. You can just go there and just wander around. There's no agenda. You can just sit in the bird hides, and like our kids have little binoculars, or we'll take like a camera zoom lens, and we can just sit and just enjoy just being there.
Do you find diversity in that? Because we are tropical, like all year long. It's like this, like.
Get into seeing nature, like this will sound totally dweeby, and it's not something I was into, but like when you find out like there's bird migration, so if you go at different points of the year, then you'll see different types of wildlife. Is if you're going to a nature park and you see like the guys with the huge lenses,
yeah,
I'm always just like, what are you looking at? And then they'll point it out, and you're like, oh, and they're usually very keen to kind of talk to you and explain what you're seeing, and
like a bird watching.
Yeah, like the history of things, how things have changed over time. We go to a lot of different neighborhoods and kind of learn about the different history of the neighborhoods, and I'm always so surprised I can still go to a neighborhood and it can feel completely different.
Yeah, actually,
compared to another one, just 1 hour MRT stop away.
Yeah, there is a little bit about. I mean, Singapore is developing so fast. Iconic building getting like sold, revamped, blah blah blah. Preserve that little bit of unique identity in that. So for your kids, they are obviously half Chinese, half British. Do they ever wonder like, what am I? How am I identified as?
Yeah, I think they've spent the first 5 years of being here, they've been in an international school, spending their time with like people from all over the world, which I think is just really beautiful. Like they've learned about so many different cultures, different languages, different ways, different food, just from being at school. I've said to them before, like, do you feel more British? Do you feel more Singaporean? I'm like, what? And our daughter was like, well, I'm 10 now, so I've lived in the UK for 5 years and Singapore for 5. So she said, next year I'll be Singaporean because I've lived here for longer. And I was like, oh, that's like a really interesting way to kind of think about it. But our daughter has a very interesting code switch with her accent.
Okay.
So if she's playing downstairs, like in our gang HDBs, it's like a big like play bit in the middle, and she'll go down there and her accent will just switch to complete Singaporean, everything. And then sometimes she'll come back and it'll take a while to like slip out of that. Yeah. I'm just like looking at her, I'm like, what's happened to your accent? But she just switches. Yeah, our son's British accent has stuck through and through, but our daughter has kind of picked up a more international, American, bit of British, Singaporean, depending on who she's spending time with. Oh. So if she's with our local friends, she sounds Singaporean. Okay. If she's with kind of friends from school that are from America, she sounds American.
Do you have a hard time educating like they're considered third culture kids?
I think like John T spent a lot of time reading about third culture kids because that's him. So he spent a lot of time reading about it and also working in an international school. But I've realized like when we were in the UK, we were very like sure to kind of teach them about Singapore. Like we wanted them to try the food. We mostly brought up eating Asian food, really, not so much kind of British food. I guess a bit of European here and there. It's easy to cook, kind of thing. But they were kind of brought up eating Asian food, so like a culture shock in terms of food for them wasn't so much because they'd already tasted so much. Now I'm living here, I've kind of realised, I haven't really thought that much about the UK. Like if I mention to my son, oh, do you want a tea? He's like, bubble tea? Oh. I'm like, no, just like a normal cup of tea. He's like, oh, no. I feel like I need to teach them a bit more about British culture as well.
Yeah, I feel that struggle too. My husband is American, so I was Chinese, but spent like 15 years in the US. So our daughter is obviously half and half. Technically speaking, he is American, like by passport. Yeah. Father-in-law come and once a year teach him like, this is where we live. But I feel like, because you live in Singapore for so long, that part of culture is super strange, not familiar. At least for the Chinese, we're so close to China, we can always visit, so she understands it more. And Singapore is a lot of Chinese culture here. This is a U.S. school. You will sing the national anthem. You will do the pledge. She doesn't know any of that, but she knows Singapore, all the pledge. How to introduce that part of culture to them?
Into such a multicultural place. Yeah. But then I'm like, you are British. But like for me, I find it hard to, like our kids had like a British day at school and it was like you could share things from your culture, dress in traditional dress. But for me, I was like,
that would be
what would it be? And our daughter, I think she was about 5 or 6, so she went, I'll dress up as the Queen.
Yeah.
So that's what she did. She had a dress, she had a wig, and she had like pearls. What is British culture? What is it? And I was thinking about it, and I think in Singapore, like you see it a lot more.
Oh yeah.
From my perspective anyway, like you see a lot more the celebrations, like next to our MRT station, they're putting up this huge covered, I'm not sure what they're putting. It looks like some kind of celebration. In the UK, I think that's kind of, it's hidden things. It's not as obvious. I just found it, my mind was like, oh my goodness, like how do I teach them British culture with not being submerged in it? Can't see it as easily. You know, you go to Little India and you can see the culture right there. It's a bit more in your face. Sometimes you have to dig a bit deeper, talk to people there, but you can see the festivities, the celebrations, the festivals. It's there. It's obvious. What is the British? So then I had this thing, well, who am I? Like, because I don't feel British.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not Asian. I'm not Singaporean, but I feel a lot more local. I feel like my life is a lot more local. Like, we live in an HDB. We've got lots of local friends. I try and shop at the local market. I try and speak Mandarin to the auntie there. Like, I feel like we've got this local thread to our lives, but I won't be local, but I don't feel British either. So there's this weird in the middle, but I feel like I fit in Singapore because I don't need to fit in.
This is a common thing for a lot of guests who are foreigners here. They feel just easy to blend in.
Yeah.
And initially I thought maybe, like Chinese people, because, Singapore also have a lot of Chinese roots. So maybe easier. But when I go through multiple guests, no matter where they're from, it's easy to blend in, to integrate. For example, if you are expat in China, the language is the biggest problem.
Language barrier is a huge thing when you move abroad, but
Singapore had no language barrier.
Although the accent sometimes catches me off still.
What do you say again?
The guy that comes to do our AC, he always sends voice notes, and I'm like, what did he say? I have to listen to it 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh, okay. Because it's such a thick accent, and sometimes it catches me off guard. Sorry?
What about your parents? Like, do they miss you, be so far away?
Yeah, I think the first time my mum came to visit, she was just like, I see why you love it here. Guilty moment of like, oh, we left. And, like the kids and the grandkids, and I know that she knows that this is our life and we love it here. And I think leaving friends and family is definitely the hardest part. Yeah, I don't miss the UK necessarily as a place as such, but it's family and friends. But they were able to come out and visit, which is really nice. Part of our everyday life, she's able to come and kind of be involved in that. FaceTime, we WhatsApp all the time. The time difference can make it a bit tricky sometimes.
Exactly. Do you feel... like in America, we always have the issue to have very close family because America is so big. Everyone live like everywhere else. The only for us to get together is someone's wedding or somebody died.
Weddings and funerals,
Even the holidays, like sometimes if you got married, they go to husband. Do you have such an issue in UK as well? Like
lots of my family kind of live within a half-hour drive of each other.
Okay.
So it wasn't like too bad. And then we did move sort of 2 hours away. But then because we both, Jonty and I both worked in schools, we had 6 weeks off in the summer, 2 weeks off at Christmas, weeks off here and there. So actually we were able to go back and see friends and family kind of like every couple of months because we had the luxury, call it that, of being able to have that time off together as a family that I know lots of other people in other jobs just don't get, which does make it harder to try and see people. But for like having those really long breaks together, it's just like really lovely.
Okay. But currently the current school also have long break.
Yeah.
Do they have long break?
Yeah, still have long breaks. We plan usually for the summer break. We've been going to Australia the last few years to go and get a bit of cold.
Yes.
Go something a little bit different. We've kind of made some friends over there now. So
how would that experience to be interracial couple? Although Jonty grew up in UK, but he's clearly not a Caucasian. Yeah. So his families probably still have a lot of like Chinese culture. Yeah. So what is that like? How the wife who is not a Chinese?
Yeah, I guess I've not put too much thought into it because we're just us. And I don't know if it's different because we met in the UK, where I guess he has said before, like he knew he stood out. We lived in a very small village where it was predominantly white people.
So he's the first non-white person.
So like some of the schools that he would go into work at, lots of the kids there have never seen anyone apart from white people. So he kind of felt like he always stood out. And then he realized, like, as he came to Singapore, like on holidays and things, he was like, I just blend in here. He's like, nobody cares, nobody notices.
Yeah.
Like, and I kind of feel like that as well here. I guess it's like a different experience where I was saying, like, I feel like I fit in because I don't fit in because you pass so many different people here. I feel like I've just kind of blended in, slotted in. Family have welcomed me completely. Like, it didn't ever feel like I was like an outsider or anything like that. And I think, you know, that's just like he's got a huge family. So we kind of met all of them not long after we'd been dating, actually. His sister got married. He was like, oh, are you coming to the wedding? And I was like, I didn't know whether we were going to still like, this relationship was a go.
Oh, so it wasn't like a comfort.
Should I come? Like, is this saying that, okay, this is something that's going to happen? Like, and I was like, do you want me in the wedding photos? Do you not? Like, should I stand at the edge so you can like crop me out if this relationship doesn't work out? He was like, no, come on. I was like, oh, all right. Okay, then. So I met like lots of his family there. And yeah, both of his sisters have married British guys, kids as well, mixed race. And it's, I've never particularly like noticed it because I feel like it's just us. And it will be interesting as our kids grow older to see if they do feel British or Singaporean, whether they decide to go and study abroad. Like, there'll be another layer of
like, who are you?
Of something else.
Because I can see my daughter, like when she was younger, she looked very Caucasian. And she gets older and older, that the Chinese gene finally shows up. Every time we go to China, like, people just have a second look on her. And clearly she's not blending in.
I used when our son was called Photocopy. He looks like an exact copy of my husband. Like through and through, completely. As a baby till now, they're just the same person, but smaller version. And I would get asked in the UK, oh, are you the nanny? I'm his mum. And like, I had him young as well. So I think people were like, oh, you're his mum? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, he doesn't look like you. And I'm like, no, I'm aware of that. He's mine. Like, and then you see Jonty and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
So like 10 years later, we can come back into the conversation about our own kids now in teenagers. Recently, you just decided to go full-time for YouTube, for Wanderlust, and you also have a food channel.
I do,
So we were going to feel something very special. So making sure I'll put the link right there. Go to Millie's. It's called
Wanderlust Foods.
Wanderlust Food channel. See the special segments. Okay. So what made you want to do full-time jumping? That's a huge leap of faith.
Yeah, definitely. So we started our YouTube channel because we wanted to keep in touch with friends and family. So we moved over COVID and we were like, well, why don't we make videos, just kind of show everybody what we're getting up to in Singapore. And also we found that when we were watching YouTube to kind of give our kids an idea of Singapore, to like show them places that we could go to, we realized that there wasn't really a family channel. It was all lots of channels that were aimed at kind of younger single or younger married. I was like, we're not going to be having cocktails at Marina Bay Sands and we're not going to be going for brunch because we've got a 5-year-old and like a 7-year-old. That's not going to be our life. So we were like, there's a gap. So let's try, see what happens. Don't know whether just because we got lucky because people were bored at home because of COVID. People very quickly kind of started following along with our channel, and we've got some very loyal followers that have been with us since like day one. All of the cringy videos they've watched now, they're like, now I look back and I don't watch those. But like we've grown a lot and we've kind of just done this off our own back. Jonty kind of taught me how to video edit, and then I kind of started together editing the videos. It would take me like a week to do one 20-minute video. You'll appreciate the time it takes to do all the videos and things. And now I've got like much quicker. We've found our own style. We're kind of finding what works, shifting things every so often. And we just realized I was working at the school, family life, everything else that kind of just takes up time. And we were like, we need to give YouTube more time because we were kind of felt like we'd hit the roof. I wasn't prepared to sacrifice family time. So that's very precious to me. Okay, well, let's take this leap. We'll give it a really good push for a year on Wanderlust. So we have a video every Friday, and then Wanderlust Foods, we do a video every Saturday for that. Give it a real good push for a year. Really go for like quality content that we also want to film. I never want to just film something for the sake of a video. It also, our channel is Wanderlust, so that's like looking for the wonder in life. And it kind of started because Jonty's dad used to take lots of family videos. Like he still has the VHS. They would sit and watch them. So Jonty started making family videos for us, and they would be on a memory card. So we've upgraded. And the kids would be like, can we have a family movie night? And we would just sit and watch family videos. They'd be like, I want to see when I was 2. I want to see when I was 3. So for us, our YouTube channel is also like a nice family memory bank of all of these places we've been to. When we go abroad, we film there as well. So they're for us as much as like other people as well, because we've got now 5 years of beautiful memories in Singapore of all the things that we've done for us to enjoy as well. So I never just want to make content for the sake of it. It's personal and for us as well, but we want to show people people Singapore, the life people can have in Singapore. And
it's very beautiful.
Just persuade people to, I know it's hot, guys. But
it's very
to go outside and embrace new things. We've done so many bizarre things over the past 5 years that we probably never would have done. Experiences people have invited us on, people we've met, just because we're like, okay, we're just going to go and explore. We're going to go do something new every single weekend and see what we find. And we found some most beautiful places in Singapore and had some great experiences.
I never really thought. There was one video you guys were at the container restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like, it's such a place exists. How did you find it?
Yeah, well,
This is
now
so strange.
people send us stuff. They're like, hey, how about going here? I'm like, sorry, we've done that. How about hit? No, sorry, we did that one too. But like, we appreciate people sending us places to go.
Oh, that's good.
There is so much to do here. I think sometimes it's easy to kind of get a bit stuck in, you go to work, you come home, the weekends you're tired, and I totally get that. But for us as a family, doing something new also kind of refreshes us. Yeah, go. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge day out. Just, okay, well, I need to eat lunch, right? Let's just take the MRT a few stops down and wander around that neighborhood, go to a different hawker center.
That's a good idea.
Just little things like that, finding the wonder in just your day.
It takes a lot of effort. So like you need to have real passion behind the camera, the mission behind the channel to keep it going, right? 'Cause sometimes
sometimes it does feel like, oh, and then you put so much effort into a video, and then it's not all for the views, but then it's like a really low one, and I know how much effort I've put in, I'm like, what am I doing? But like I say, it's not just for views. So like, I had a great day with my family. We found some good things. We had good quality family time together as well, and that's the first and foremost thing.
Yeah. So when I was looking back some of our videos, because we do interview, and when we start was like nothing. So I have a lot of my family members to come in. It's like, guys, I couldn't please give you an hour. Last year, my father is now doing so well with his health. Always nice to like look back, you know, a few years before that. How is he, you know, like his condition, what he is locked in that time frames, and then you can always revisit. Before we're just doing, okay, I need some content for this in case one day we're all gonna lose our parents. Yeah. So at least we can see, oh, so that is what he or she or my parents like at the time. So.
I think videos are really beautiful. Like, I love looking at old videos of my kids, like hearing their tiny voices. Like, it just makes my heart melt. And like, photos are beautiful, but for us, videos, they just give a whole other thing. And my mum and my sister a lot, and for them to be able to see the kids grow as well, like week by week, there's a video. The kids aren't in it a lot. Like, it's not a family channel. It's suitable for families to watch, but the kids aren't the main thing. And like lately, they're getting a bit older. They're like, oh, I don't want to be in it. I'm like, that's fine. Like, just go behind me. Like, you don't have to say anything. Whereas when they were little, sometimes they'd be like, can I say this? Can I talk about this? And they'd be kind of in it a bit more. But
that is a good memory. It's really
but just
to look
all
back.
the little voices.
Yeah. Well, my daughter is going to be 8, so I still, when she was like 2, from 0 to 2, she was a lot in my early videos. I look back like, it's really break your heart. It's like, oh, they were never gonna be that small again. Thank you, Millie, for your time, and thank you, viewer, for your time. Please go watch Wanderlust.
Yes.
Right? I'm gonna put it right here, and please go ahead and watch the part 2 of this video where we try some very interesting food.
If you enjoyed today's video and want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. Every little bit counts. All the donations you put into Buy Me Coffee will put into better equipment, improve the production value, and perhaps more interesting guests. So every little bit helps. If you don't want to donate, that's cool too. Just making sure you share and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. We won't be here without you.